Here's the line I don't want you to cross. When bone becomes so fragile that a cough, a curve, a quick twist, it can crack a vertebra, treatment stops being optional and starts being necessary. How do I know? Peer-reviewed data at scale. Romosozumab, the bone-building starter. Frame study, about 7,180 postmenopausal women. 1 year cut new vertebral fractures versus placebo-pushed lumbar spine bone density up. Think fast gains when you need them most. Arch. Start with Romo, then alendronate versus alendronate alone. 48% fewer new vertebral fractures, 27% fewer clinical fractures, reduced hip fractures. That's not a tweak. That's a different trajectory. Real-world and post-hoc analyses back it up. Big lumbar spine, BMD jumps, big hip. BMD jumps, especially if you begin with very low T-scores, very high-risk subgroups kept those gains when they consolidated with a strong antiresorptive. Switch to Teriparatide, another anabolic. 84% reduction in new vertebral fractures versus placebo, about a 94% drop in having 2 or more vertebral fractures. The people who started out worst off benefited the most. Benefits persisted at least 18 months after stopping. Even lower weekly dosing showed meaningful spine BMD gains and fewer vertebral fractures. Abaloparatide, the PTHRP cousin, repeats the pattern. In the active trial, it reduced new vertebral fractures and non-vertebral fractures and boosted BMD. Extend it with alendronate, like in Active Extend, and you get sustained fracture reduction and larger BMD gains. Recent high-risk analyses echo the same message. Higher risk, bigger absolute benefit. So what's the threshold to act? Very low T-score, prior vertebral fractures, advanced age, high fracture probability. These aren't soft signals, they're red lights. Because vertebral fractures aren't just numbers. Pain, height loss, kyphosis, immobility, disability. When you cross that risk line, strong medication, often anabolic first, then antiresorptive, doesn't just help, it prevents the next fracture. And preventing the next fracture preserves function. If that sounds like you or someone you love, bring these study names to your clinician and ask, given my risk, what's the fastest path to fracture prevention? That conversation can change the rest of your life.